name is Pranav, and I'm the new video marketing executive and head of macro research at the Loughborough Finance and Investment Society. I really hope you all had a great summer, and it's good to be back. I'm looking forward to the macroeconomic overview series this year. Okay, so let's just get things started. To begin with, the overview. What we're trying to do essentially here is provide a comprehensive summary on global macroeconomic issues and keep our viewers up to date with current affairs and keep them aware about the different policies being implemented by different countries around the world. We'd like to cover three areas in this series, which are EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Asia, and the Americas. For your convenience, we'd like to keep the video as short as possible, so I'll be trying and keeping the video around 4 to 5 minutes. Lastly, before starting, I'd like to provide you all with a disclaimer, which is I recommend you all do not make any investment decisions based on the information we provide, because this is not financial advice that we're providing. It's essentially a snapshot of what's happening around the world. Also, the information that we are going to provide is going to be as objective as possible. We'd like to, so let's just kick things off with Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So I'd like to talk about the situation in UK where Liz Truss has decided to resign just after 6 weeks. This has been because of many factors. First being the failing bond market, where inflation is high in the country. So because of that, Bank of England has decided to increase interest rates, and this led to the bond prices falling in the economy, and which led to higher bond yields. So as a result, the UK Treasury decided to transfer around $12 billion to Bank of England to cover the projected losses in its bond buying programs. Further, it has also been because of the mini budget that Liz Truss announced in the starting of her campaign, which led UK into financial and political chaos. Examples of the mini budget include unfunded tax cuts, which led to the pound depreciating in the economy, and these factors combined affected economic growth negatively. Next, I'd like to talk about the situation in Egypt, where the currency is seen falling faster than previous projections. This has been because of the implementation of a more flexible exchange rate, and this was actually a condition provided by the IMF because of the impact that the Russia-Ukraine war had on the economy of Egypt, such as the global supply chain disruptions, which led to an increase in the prices of gas and wheat, especially natural gas. More importantly, since Egypt is the world's largest importer of wheat, their economy got even more hurt because they had to pay higher prices as compared to before the war. Um, Also, there was a significant fall in foreign direct investment as investors decided to pull out around $20 billion from Egyptian treasury markets. Lastly, in the EMEA region, I'd like to talk about how the Eurozone economies have no choice but to tackle the supply shock together. This supply shock has been much greater because of the ongoing energy crisis, and the shock is both inflationary and contractionary. Inflationary in the sense that it has raised the price level of energy, especially gas, and contractionary in the sense uh, that it has reduced real incomes for households and the terms of trades for countries. There has also been high consumer price inflation. There's been an increase by 4.8 percentage points due to these factors. So, as a result, the Egyptian central bank is planning to use monetary policy through quantitative tightening, and this has been done in order to reduce the liquidity in the economy. I will now be talking about the news covered in Americas. First, I'd like to talk about the US, who have recorded positive unemployment stats despite high inflation and an economic downturn on the rise. So, jobless claims have fallen last week in a labor market which is tight. However, a tight labor market can have several consequences, one of them being wage inflation. So parts of the US economy are actually showing signs of slowing down in response to the Federal Reserve increasing the benchmark interest rates. Also, the housing sector in the US, which is very sensitive to interest rates, has slowed down sharply this year, and this is primarily due to high construction costs and mortgage rates. Next, I'll be talking about the Colombian currency as it dives to its record low of 4,840 per dollar. Due to this economic situation, Colombian President Gustavo Petro has urged investors to not send money abroad as it only invites inflation, further harming the economy. He has also said that higher interest rates in the US and the global economic crisis are major threats to the country as they are sucking money out of South America. Moreover, due to the increased volatility in the currency, this can negatively impact the current account balance, which is significant because Colombia will be generating less from their exports, and also the local peso bond prices have fallen, and as a result, bond yields have risen by around 15%. I'll now be talking about the Bank of Canada reporting its biggest drop in the business outlook since 2020. So this is primarily due to high interest rates, and these high interest rates have led to higher mortgage repayments in interest. Due to this, due to this economic situation, there have been cost push inflationary pressures for consumers, and because of this, they've had less disposable income to spend. So there's been less money flowing around in the economy, which has led to a fall in the economic growth. Also, businesses have noted and have cited global commodity prices, the rise in global commodity prices, the continuous supply chain disruptions, and high labor costs as inflationary pressures. Uh, Lastly, the Bank of Canada has scheduled a meeting to increase the interest rates by 0.5% in order to handle this situation. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that brief summary video of what's been going on in the EMEA and Americas region. I will be uploading a brief summary video covering news in Asia soon, so please check that out as well. Also, lastly, please do follow our social media pages as shown above.